portion of the meeting. Our next speaker is giving his number 6 speech from the Competent Communicator Manual. His goal is that his fear of success will not stop his completion of all 10 speeches. Please welcome Joseph Newman.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, I'm glad you're all here. It's a big audience. You see, I have this fear that keeps me awake at night. It's a fear of succeeding. It's a fear of success. You see, it's exam day, math exam day. I'm pretty good at math, but I never want to be the best at math, because then everybody's trying to beat you. There's a lot of pressure being on top. Being the best or being the worst, people are constantly judging you and critiquing you and looking at you. So I want to be average. So nobody cares about average. So I go to my exam, I sit at my desk, throw my keys on the floor. That's me taking my exam. The next day, professor comes in. He writes on the board, the average score is 88. High score is 98. I went to school in the Midwest, and that wasn't a very good accent. For the Midwest, my score, a 96. Perfect. I got an A. But nobody's concerned about beating me. I'm average. It's fine. I'm okay with that. Play games with the family. My wife's family loves to play games. I'm okay not winning. I'm okay not losing. Just enough to show up somewhere in the middle. Nobody cares about average. See, I like to be average. But today, I want to share with you 3 lessons I've learned and 3 stories that go along with those. Where I have regrets in my life because I try to be average. And I'm going to show you why it's good to run hard, to rest well, and to shoot straight. Bang! The gun goes off. A few moments before, and my track spikes up to the starting line. I got in my position. I ran the 300-meter hurdles, which is 3/4 of the way around the track. And there are hurdles along the way. I ran track from middle school to high school, went to practice every day. I enjoyed track practice, so I stepped up to the line. Go. I take off slowly, because I don't want to start off in the lead. I pick up a little bit as we go. Once they're too far for me to catch up, then I put on the speed. And I go and I perform well. I fall in somewhere in the middle of the pack. Every race. Every time. Start off slow. My breathing speeds up. Finish, middle of the pack. My biggest regret, never running hard in a race. It's definitely my biggest regret in my entire life. I've trained hard in track, but not so hard that I ever came in first. Never came in second, unless it was by accident. The rest of the crowd was so bad I couldn't even pretend. And so in practice, I would do the similar thing. I would fall out somewhere in the middle of the pack. Average was fine with me. It's where I was shooting to be. But I've really learned that it's very important to run hard, and to train hard, to play hard, to write hard, to put your whole heart into what you're doing. That way you don't have that regret. Bang. The gun goes off. Says my commanding officer, I'm sitting at an oral board taking a test for the engineering officer of the watch. It's a position that I was a little bit too junior to have, but I wanted to take the exam, the oral board. And so he says, bang, the gun goes off, incoming missile. We take a hit midships. What do? Engineering casualty. Loss of fuel pressure in main engine room 1. And I continue with the rest of the drill, spinning off things. I had studied and studied, but I stayed up really late. Too late the night before, so my face was flush. Probably like it is now. My face was flush, and I was shaking, and I was tired. I'd stayed up too late studying. I didn't need to study so hard. So I didn't get enough rest. And so my performance at the exam was terrible. I didn't pass the oral board my first time, which hurt. I wanted to be above average, but I had this fear that I needed to study more, and I had this fear of succeeding. And so I stayed up late, even though I knew I didn't need to. I stayed up late. Get rest. That's my second point. Get rest. If you run hard, train hard, practice hard, write hard, learn another language hard, you put in your best, get the rest so that you can perform well the next day. Bang! The gun goes off. My father-in-law took me hunting last year for the first time. It was muzzleloader season. That's the only time I could go. So we're packing in the thing. Drop in the bullet, packing in. And so I'm sitting in my seat. Cold, very cold. I look over my shoulder, and there's a deer behind me. So I turn like this. Turn like this. It wasn't a very good shot, but I had practiced. I practiced a lot. I'm a decent shot, according to the bullseye. There's the deer hard, beating. I can't even show you how fast it was beating. There was the deer. I shot. I should have hit. I missed. I should have hit. I missed. I didn't line myself up. I was facing the wrong way. I had made all these preparations. I had ran hard. I'd gotten as much rest as I could to still be out early in the morning, but I didn't shoot straight. And so for me, this is important in the military. It's important for us to shoot straight. There's a bad guy on the other end. So take your position, line up. But I also thought it's important to shoot straight with each other, to tell people exactly, this is where I'm going, this is where I'm headed. Are you with me or are you against me? So shooting straight verbally, for me it was shooting straight at a target. And so that's my 3 lessons learned, all starting with a bang. All regrets that I've had. To run hard, to train hard. Excuse me, that's the same. Run hard and train hard. Get rest and shoot straight. And if I follow those, I'm hoping to have not these huge regrets that I've had, and not settle for average. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Tuck under and squeeze it, especially for Toastmasters guests and Joseph. He asked me to specifically look and hear for the word so. Never once would the so leave your mouth. You want to be average? Sorry, there's nothing average about you. You ran hard, you rested well, you shot straight. You did a wonderful job. This was your number 6 speech. You were to, goodness gracious, use a voice that was interesting, proper balance of volume, pitch, and rate to switch that up. This is your vocal variety. And boy, oh boy, were you vocally varietal. There was nothing namby-pamby about your speech today. Then let's add your body language to it just for fun. You wanted me to look for eye contact. Your eye contact was really wonderful as you left the lectern and wandered over here, sat in the chair. You took us through your terrible shooter, just saying. Ooh, but don't shoot a deer that way. But aside from that, The speech was wonderful, it was fun, you took us along. You had 3 main topics, which is always a good idea to have 3 main topics and have that be it. For advice, you don't need to tell us you have 3 main topics. So that would be something I wouldn't do. You have 3 main topics, you could say, we're gonna talk about running hard, resting well, shooting straight. You just told us 3 main topics. You don't need to do anything more than that, but go back over and do that again. Also, don't apologize for anything. You apologize for skipping a sentence, losing your place. We had no idea. We will never know. So when you are speaking and telling us your story or your tale, don't worry, we don't know what you're gonna say next. We have no idea. So you can go ahead and make a mistake, back up, do it again, you're gonna be fine. Don't worry about that. Never apologize, we'll never know. All in all, a wonderful number 6, can't wait for number 7. No so's, great eye contact, body language was wonderful. You might have even toned it down just a little bit. Now this had nothing to do with you, you didn't break that. We were messing with that beforehand. But you could tone it down just a little bit, but I'm so glad that you went for it and you took the chance and you were nothing average in this speech.